In this video I've broken down the 5 worst car rental scams in Australia and, most importantly, how you can avoid every single one of them. And at the end of the video you will also discover a bonus tip that can easily save you over $100. But let's dive straight in. Well, let's start with the potential damaging one. Most standard Australian car rentals include mandatory third-party liability insurance, TPL, and also collision damage waiver, CDW. The catch is the excess, or also called deductible. In Australia, this excess is often set at a massive 5,000 to 7,000 Australian dollars. And that figure is pretty unique globally. Usually the maximum deductible is around $1,000 to $3,000. That's more typical of Europe and the US. So why is this so wide? Because once you leave the city, accidents with Australian wildlife, such as large kangaroos or wombats, can cause incredible damage to a vehicle. And rental companies often use this fear tactic, the massive excess, to push their own dramatically overpriced insurance at the counter, sometimes charging an arm and a leg, potentially $40 to $50 a day. And now, how can you avoid this scam? Well, the fix is simple and budget friendly. Buy a third-party full insurance before you arrive at the rental office. This full insurance or zero excess cover is often 70 to 80% cheaper than at the desk. The first check you should do is with your credit card insurance, because it may actually cover this excess, or at least part of it. For example, my credit card insurance covers most of it, but still leaves a deductible of $500, which I do not really like. But there are other options. For example, on the comparative website where I usually rent my cars, which is basically an Airbnb of car rentals where all of the providers are ranked based on genuine reviews from customers, they offer their full insurance between 10 and 20 Australian dollars a day based on the car model. Given that a small scratch could cost you $500 to $1,000 upon return, this is an absolutely bargain for total peace of mind. I will add a link to this comparative website in the video description. I've been hiding my cars there for the last 5 years and I have never been disappointed, besides finding great deals. And now let's move to the second scam, which is probably the most commonly reported scam worldwide, and it targets your huge excess, which in Australia we said it's a massive one between 5,000 and 7,000 Australian dollars. Some dodgy rental companies may try to claim pre-existing damage like a small scratch, look at this one, a dent or even a chip in the windscreen, and charge you against your high excess. For a minor 2 cm scratch, they may attempt to charge you between $500 and $1,000. Now, how can you avoid this scam? Well, you need proof of a car's condition upon pickup. So before you drive off, you should take plenty of photos and videos of the car exterior and interior, including the rooftop and the undercarriage on all 4 sides of the car. It takes just a few minutes, but it can save you plenty of money and time at the end of a rental period. If you have full insurance, well, it's less of an issue, but still, this helps you avoid the lengthy claims paperwork when you drop off the car. And now a big tip here, be extremely wary of deals that offer a fantastic low daily rental rate but come with a severe limited mileage restriction, typically 100 to 150 kilometers per day. If you're visiting Australia, you are likely planning a long journey, such as driving to the Great Ocean Road, which is a 600 to 700 kilometers round trip, or heading from Sydney to Queensland, for example. Exceeding that daily limit will activate extremely high per kilometer charges, sometimes as high as 30 cents per kilometer, and these can quickly add up to your bill, turning that fantastic deal in a costly surprise. And this scam is sadly common, particularly when rental staff know you are booking a long road trip but fail to highlight the mileage daily limit. I know, it's very annoying. How to avoid this scam? Well, if you plan to leave the city center, the rule is easy. Always rent a car that offers unlimited mileage. It's incredibly easy to exceed the daily limit when exploring the countryside, because distances are huge. And now let's talk about excessive toll handling fees. Australian major roads, especially in Sydney, Harbour Bridge, M2, M4, and Melbourne, the M1, the M2, operate on a completely cashless toll road system. There are cameras that read your number plate and the charge is applied electronically. The scam is that rental companies can charge extra admin fees, sometimes a flat daily fee regardless of usage, on top of the actual toll cost. And this can be $3 to $4 per day or even every time you pass a toll, which is ludicrous. And how to avoid this scam? Well, you have a few solid methods. The first option is to purchase a visitor pass or register your number plate directly with a toll operator like LinkedIn or Roam before your trip, linking to your credit card. So the payment will be redirected straight away to your credit card. You can also pay the toll within 72 hours on the LinkedIn or the eToll website. Another option is simply to use navigation apps like Google Maps or Waze that can be set to suggest alternative routes that avoid tolls altogether. In saying all of this, always check the rental contract toll policy beforehand, because the admin fees can vary significantly between companies. Before jumping to the bonus tip that can be really a lifesaver, I want to mention a scam which is less common but potentially the most devastating, because it can completely void your insurance. A few companies may charge an additional fee, sometimes up to 150 Australian dollars, just for driving across state border, such as from Victoria to New South Wales. And you may only find out about this charge when you discuss your road trip itinerary at the desk. And be also aware that a few rental companies strictly ban driving on unsealed or dirty roads, or to specific remote islands like Kangaroo Island or Fraser Island. And if you breach these terms and damage the vehicle, your insurance is instantly void, meaning you become liable for the entire repair cost in case of accident, easily tapping into the $5,000 or $7,000 excess. And how can you avoid this scam? Well, this one requires you to read the fine print. You must carefully review the rental condition in the cross-border travel and driving restriction sections to ensure your itinerary, including any ferries, for example, to Tasmania, or unsealed trucks you plan to use, is fully permitted. For example, on the booking website I previously mentioned, link in the video description, there is a clear section describing where it is and where it is not possible to drive. And finally, let's jump to the bonus tip. Well, watch out for the cleanliness scam. If you return your car too dirty, especially sand is found after beach trip, you might be hit with a cleaning fee of about $70 to $80. And some companies near popular beaches may charge up to $100 or more if they find big evidence of sand. Well, the quick fix is simple. Spend about $10 to $15 on a quick wash, and most importantly, a vacuum cleaner at the petrol station the day before you drop off the car. This tiny effort can save you a big fee. And that's it about these nasty scams. If you're still with me, I guess you appreciated the work in making these videos, so why not click in that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click once again on that little bell to be notified on my weekly videos. Alright, that's it for me today. Catch you next week. Cheers!